On the flow. On the
Brother,
flow. We put it on the flow.
we put it on the floor. I hope everybody's got their hair combed, their hair brushed. They're ready for the day. Welcome to First Sip. My name is the Average Dude. And Freddie Blanton works at Bobcat and Company, and he's here to say good morning. Hello, Freddie.
Your name is Daniel, the average dude. Allison.
Yes. There it is. Oh, baby, that's just so good. Freddie, how are you feeling this morning?
I feel like I have woke up to dominate the day.
Woo! I love to hear it when Freddie's got a little energy. I love to see that. I love to see when Gary is on the bus. Good morning, Gary. It's
Good
time to
morning,
rock and roll.
Gary.
Gary. How about Antarctic Mike all the way from San Diego? He says, "Let's go from San Diego."
Let's go from San Diego.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Giddy up, peeps. Paul Pap in the house. Love to have Paul Pappy on the house. There's M Cube. That's Metal Man Matt. Let's Trent McJunkin on Trent McJunkin. Dang. Freddie has to let me know when my mic messes up. He kills my flow. Hey Trent, great to see you here every single weekday morning, live 7:55. And hey, last but not least, guess who went to a networking meeting with me? The average dude and this dude went to a net. Whoa, what is that?
What?
Is that the most fanciest water I've ever seen in my life?
Is this fancy water? I don't know. Maybe it is.
Wow,
Maybe you're
holy.
supposed to dip your face in it.
Hey, I went to a I went yeah, I know, right? That's the morning routine. Me and Red Wing Russ, we went to a networking event last night and we had a good time. What do you think about that?
What kind of people were there?
Well, I saw a lot of folks that knew someone by the name of Freddie at Bobcat, Freddie Blanton.
Really?
Yeah. So this was at Veterans Landscaping. Chris Harrell
Yeah.
down on Pine Street. My first time being to his location, and he just put a little post on LinkedIn, or excuse me, on Facebook. He said, "Hey, I'd love to get some great people together at my shop." He's got a brand new shop there on Pine Street. I Swanee, he had 40 people there, Freddie. There,
Man, 40
people
people
from
showed up.
Greenville. There was lots of people that mowed lawns, did turf, dug in the dirt. It was a really cool room, but it was neat. And I thought, well, here's a business owner taking the initiative to bring people in. You've known Chris for some time. Tell me what you think of Chris. He had good things to say about you.
Yeah, well, I have watched him devote himself to growing that business, and he's done a fantastic job.
Hey, I just met him here recently. Hard worker, and he's done a great job. There's Joe. Welcome to the bus, Joe. Great
What
to
up,
see you.
Joe?
Hey, we've got a little surprise this morning. We were talking about combing your hair earlier. Remember we were talking about combing your hair?
Yeah, it was a interesting conversation between the average dude and myself.
Yeah, we were having a little bit of a I wouldn't call it an argument. It was more of a disagreement. I was right, Freddie was wrong. He got very defensive.
We'll see.
It
We'll
didn't
see
go
what the
well.
peeps say.
Okay, I said that with a brush I could comb my hair. With a brush, can you comb your hair with a brush? That's the question. Can you comb your hair with a brush? I said that comb could be an active thing. I'm combing my hair. It can be a comb, but it can also be I'm combing my hair. But maybe Freddie's right. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah. So with a brush, you brush your hair. With a comb, you comb your hair. You cannot brush your hair with a comb. and you cannot comb your hair with a brush.
Hey,
This is serious business.
How about this? This is growth. This is growth. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I'm not even gonna throw the maybe in there. I am wrong, and Freddie is right, and I am glad that I now know not to ever say that again. That's how you do it right there, folks. That's how you grow. How about that? Oh, did we lose him? We lost him. And we're gonna see if he can make it back, because I've got a surprise for Freddie this morning and for the rest of our crew. And I'm gonna drop him down now. And hey, we were talking about hair, and that's why I wanted to set it up. So I wanted to set it up. So we're gonna see Freddie jumps back in here, and we're gonna invite Soul Glo to the stage. But first, I gotta get Freddie back in here. Was it something I said? He's coming back.
Yeah, I mean, these people that try to call me during the show should be watching, not calling.
Exactly. Do not call Freddie between 7:55 and whenever this plane ends. But hey, we were talking about combing your hair, but the reason that I wanted to talk about that is because I was going to invite our next special guest to the stage that you didn't know was coming, and his name is Soul Glo.
Oh, Glo! Oh, God, it looks like
Soul Glo coming in from the top rope with the swaying decision. You cannot brush your hair with a comb.
Thank you.
Hey, and this guy right here should know. Tell us why you should know. Tell us why in F3, Isaac Soul Glo Owen had the name Soul Glo.
When I met Daniel and Freddie at F3, I had one of the most beautiful Soul Glo mullets you have ever seen in your entire life.
All he did was walk around and let his soul glow.
Hey, I absolutely love this story of Isaac Soul Glo Owen. And I wanted to invite him in after going into that event last night, seeing so many people that knew Freddie. It made me think about Soul Glo, and it made me think about his story. So I'd like for you to share, Soul, how you got involved in F3 and how you and I met in F3. Just take us through that little part of the story.
Yeah, so I got involved through F3 with Freddie at Bobcat. I was the lot coordinator there for about a year, I'd say, Fred. Freddie invited me out.
The lot coordinator, just to be clear, the lot coordinator's making sure that everything's taken care of, that all the guys have what they need, that sort of thing.
Yeah, make sure machines are washed for Freddie whenever he got them delivered. Make sure they're tight, ready to go. They're separated from the machines that haven't been sold, cleaning up the shop, different things like that.
Gotcha.
Freddie invited me out to F3. I went for the first time, and it was, I stuck around ever since. I became one of the crew.
Freddie, why did you invite Soul Glo? Did you think that he would come to F3?
Yeah, well, there's some young guys, and you can tell that, you know what, they don't have it, right? There's no need to invite these dudes because they're not going to show up. But Isaac always had something that you could tell, you know what, he's going to show up and he'll stick with it. He was mature for his age and already hung around with some older people, handled himself well in certain situations. And I thought, this right here's an F3 guy.
Absolutely. And what did you think of that experience, getting around those older, more mature guys, getting out there working out? What was that experience like for you, Soul?
I think it's vital for guys that want to be successful to surround themselves with people that are successful. In that group, we've got people that are in all different types of career paths, all different, stages of their career. And it's good to be able to take advice and learn from people like that, so you can then apply it to your own life. It's not just about, the whole fitness thing going to F3. It's about making connections and growing on a personal level just as much as it is growing on a fitness level.
Absolutely. I love that. Well said. So I remember one particular morning in the gloom, you came and you said, "Hey, I'm getting into sales." And I remember my head jumped away because I saw this long hair and I thought, you can get into sales? But now you had a great personality. Everybody loved you at F3. But tell us about that, the trepidation, the thoughts about getting into sales and what your thoughts were about that.
It was something that I had no experience with. Had never been in a sales role before, but I knew that I liked talking to people and I liked helping people solve problems. And that's basically, sort of the gist of what makes up sales. And Freddie kind of said, "Hey, we're going to open up we're going to protect another territory here at our dealership. I think you should, apply for it to be the outside sales guy for that location."
Yeah. Now let me ask Freddie now. You had a guy here, he'd started coming out to F3 at that point, and you said you thought he would be good at sales. What made you think that?
Well, he was already a people person. He would, when customers would come in to drop stuff off to get worked on, he always had the time to speak with them and go over things. And even if I was out, maybe calling on a customer and somebody showed up to look at equipment, he was already comfortable enough to be able to walk somebody on the yard and talk about it. So to me, it was just a natural progression.
I love that. And I think what's interesting, Sol, you came in, you've always been kind of an outdoors type person, right? You
Sure.
hunted, fish, you're used to being around equipment and that.
He's outside right now. That background's not a wall. That's snow in North Dakota.
Yeah, it's actually snow. There's a drift up here it's pretty cold.
Well, I love this story because you came into that industry and you were a little more familiar, maybe even more so than Freddie, with equipment and kind of hit the ground running from a knowledge standpoint and a kind of curiosity and appreciation for it, I would say, right?
Yeah, I think if you look at levels of where we started, I started off knowing more about the equipment when I started at Bobcat than Freddie did. But I think as far as the experience Freddie built while he was there over his tenure, he had more knowledge than I did. But I did have a little bit more background in actually working with the equipment on a job site for sure.
Yeah. So I think that's interesting. So tell us about this next evolution in your career, where you are now and how that came about.
Yeah, so currently I am in Fargo, North Dakota, at the corporate headquarters for Bobcat Company. Freddie and I, right here.
I love it, man.
Freddie and I were actually at a corporate provided training in Statesville, North Carolina. I built a relationship with a lot of the product trainers up there. And one of them came up to me and said, "Hey, we're hiring product trainers. Is that something you'd be interested in?" And I was like, "Nah, I don't think so. I'm enjoying where I'm at now." And he said, "No, I'm serious." And I said, "Well, let's chat about it." So that came to fruition. And I've been in North Dakota for 2 years in May now, and currently in a different role than when I started up here. So I've moved up a little bit from where I started already. So it's been, if you would have asked me when I was 18 or 19, 20, starting at the Bobcat dealership, if this was a place where I would be in 8 years, I would have told you absolutely not. But it's an opportunity that you can't afford not to take, just to experience something different than what you've always experienced growing up, to get out of the norm.
Daniel, if you go back and look at history, he's the only person that has went from Mayo to North Dakota.
I think so. I mean, if we track that, I mean, this career trajectory. When I heard North Dakota, I saw this young man come in. He's at the shop. He's working at the shop. Now he's moving into sales. He's doing great in sales. He's got him a new truck. Next thing I know, he says he's moving to North Dakota. I said, "What? What is happening?" Freddie, what do you think? What would have happened if you and Lindsay moved out to North Dakota? Can you go back in time? When Soul told me he did that, I was thinking, man, a young couple, you gonna move out to North Dakota and just start out there. Tell me if you, what do you think of that? That'd be hard.
Oh, that'd be tough. Yeah, it's I don't know at his age if we would have done it.
Hey, I like Mama's cooking way too much to have moved to North Dakota.
Mama!
Hey, let me tell you, I hadn't had a Bojangles biscuit in so long, and it's killing me.
Oh, what else do you miss about this southern area down here? Come on, give us something, make us feel good.
It's probably the food and the people.
Yeah.
I will say that North Dakota, and people when they ask me, how is the way of life and things like that, it's very similar, I would say, to the upstate of South Carolina, that little area, but it's with a lot less people.
Yeah.
It reminds me of South Carolina when I was growing up. Before you had all the big companies moving into the Greenville, Spartanburg, Charlotte area, things like that.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
There's 400,000 people total in the state. So there's more people in the metro area of Spartanburg and Greenville than there is in the whole state of North Dakota.
Yeah, that puts it up, that scales it right there. Yeah. North Dakota gets snow in feet, not inches. So much out there. Absolutely. Let's see what Gary says. Fun fact about Gary, North Dakota and Maine are the only two states that I have never been to or drove through on my road trips in over 30 years of America. Wow. Yeah. So had you been out there in that area before, Soul?
Yeah, they have a few trainings up here, on site at the corporate location. Freddie's been to a couple up here. I've been to a couple up here as well.
I got you. So you guys were kind of familiar with where you were going. Well, what I would like for you to do, speaking to someone else out there, maybe they're in a similar position that you were in, talk about mentorship, talk about your journey, taking that initiative and accepting that invitation to go out to F3 and what happened after that.
I think it's all about being willing to take that first step. Set yourself up to where no matter what happens, you're not going to either fail or take no for an answer. One of the things that, Freddie told me when I was starting in sales is no doesn't mean no. It just means no right now. Keep that stride and don't let no knock you a couple of steps back. And if you get the opportunity to do something crazy, like I did to move up to North Dakota, if you have set yourself up as somebody who is able to get that opportunity, I think you have also set yourself up to where if the opportunity doesn't work out, your network back home will be your safety net.
Oh, wow.
I think that at any point, if something drastic changed in my life and I needed to come back to South Carolina, I could at least have some form of employment to keep me on my feet while I was back there, just because of that network that I built up.
Absolutely. I'm going to ask Freddie on his final thoughts about what it was like watching Soul Glo, who started out there, mentoring him and watching him do well. How's that for Freddie at Bobcat?
Oh, it was fantastic, right? I mean, it was almost, I'm just a few years older than Soul Glo. In all reality, I should have been hanging out with his dad probably. But it just means a lot when you see somebody who's humble enough and respects you enough to listen to what you say, put it in practice, consult you with big decisions, and then watch them fly out of the nest, man.
Hey, we wanted to get Freddie a little emotional today, but no. Hey, I love it. I wanted to bring the crew back together. Isaac, Soul Glow, Owen, great to see you all the way from North Dakota. And Freddie at Bobcat, any final thought before we get out of here for this big Thursday that I have?
It's one last question for Soul Glow.
Okay, good.
In what state have you killed the most ducks? South Carolina or North Dakota?
North Dakota, without a doubt.
Hey, he loves the hunting up there. Hey, we'll see you tomorrow live 7:55. It's the
7:55.
Friday. Hey, we're doing Hell Week Soul Glow in F3. So hey,
I heard.
let's roll.